Am I the asshole for telling my sister I'm not interested as her hosting my bridal shower? A little backstory. We grew up in a pretty toxic family fueled by our parents' addictions. I always felt like the forgotten child out of the 5 daughters they had. My mother even surrendered all custody of me, not my sisters, when I was 12. When I was 16 I thought I was in love with my BF, 18 male. We had our first child when I was 17, married at 19 and twins at 20. It was toxic relationship on both sides. We eventually went through a rough divorce when I was 30. We both got help for our trauma issues and now have a great co-parenting relationship. I have been in an amazing relationship with my fiancé for 5.5 years and he recently proposed. Every time I talk to my oldest sister about the wedding, she mentions it's not my first wedding. She has said things like I shouldn't wear white, it should be small, I should tell everyone not to get a gifts because that's the tradition, it is my fiancé's first wedding. She called me to tell me that she was assigned to throw a bridal shower but didn't think it was appropriate since I had been married before. I am well aware this is not my first wedding and don't need reminded every time she asks me about the wedding. I informed her I wasn't interested in her throwing a bridal shower and that my bridal party would be doing it instead. She would be welcome to attend but I don't want anyone to feel obligated to celebrate the upcoming wedding. Now she thinks I am being dramatic and twisting her words. She stated she thought it was funny that she was assigned and wanted to make sure I actually wanted a shower. She also mentioned again to tell the bridal party to make sure and put on the invitation not to bring gifts since I'm already established. I honestly don't care if people bring gifts or not, but why is she pushing this? I told her I wasn't interested in arguing or talking farther on this topic. My fiancé is the baby of his family and they weren't sure he'd ever get married since he is 40. They want to celebrate all the traditional wedding things for us. His family is great and have accepted the kids and I from the beginning. I want him to have that experience as well. Should it matter that I had been married before? Am I the asshole? Update. Firstly, thank you all for the well wishes. I did not expect so many response but I appreciate every single response. To answer a few common questions, she has been married for over 20 years. Not positive who exactly assigned her in charge as my matron of honor was already planning the shower. I assume my siblings felt obligated but didn't really want to do it and assigned her. I don't think she is jealous of the gifts, wedding or don't really understand why she would be. She is only a guest and does not have a role in the wedding. I don't think she would say, do anything at the wedding. She likes to project the perfect persona in front of other people. Due to the family dynamics, most of my family is not invited. Only 2 sisters are on the invite list. I have been clinging to these 2 relationships since I've gone no contact with most of the family. While I know no contact is what's best, sometimes it feels like I am the problem since they all still have contact with each other. It's weird that she seems so focused on downplaying your wedding. It doesn't sound like she has your best interest at heart. I think you're right to keep your distance. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You need to have a serious talk with your sister. She sounds as if she isn't happy at all that you are getting married. If that is the case, uninvite her. Cutting ugly and toxic people from your life should be de rigueur for you after growing up in a toxic household, but this is probably another one who needs to go. Her statements are meant to hurt. Don't let her do it to you. Not the asshole. Which person who loves you is going to put the metaphoric boot up your sister's ass? Being married at 19 was a lifetime ago. Your sisters need to see you as an adult, not the lost teenager you were then. Tell your sisters that you love them, and they can come be guests, but they need to be quiet about all other opinions and memories. Showers should be hosted by people that love and respect you. Not the asshole. Does the sister need to be there at all? For any of it? Remember, it's the second wedding so it's not really important. Surely she won't mind missing out on it then. Am I the asshole for refusing to buy my sister body wash? For context, I, F24, only started visiting recently because of my rocky relationship with my family. They always favored my sister over me because she was way more talented in dance, the arts, etc. The month I turned 18, they kicked me out and didn't care that I was living in hotels for a while. Never once helped me but paid to put my sister, F23, through college and never charged her rent or anything. She still lives at home rent-free. She is into using a lot of luxurious and expensive products because she makes a lot of money. I was never given the opportunity to go to college. I'm established now and have sort of forgiven them. They live 2 hours away, so when I come to stay, I stay a few days. It has never been an issue of me using the items in the shower before. Today, I got in the shower, and just used the body wash that was in the shower. Not a ridiculous amount, like literally a nickel-sized amount. It was the only body soap in the whole shower. I get out and go about my business. 10 minutes later, she storms into the guest room and goes, "Did you use my Chanel body wash?" I said, "If it was the one in the shower, then yes, why?" And she lost it. "That's a $100 body wash. I never said you could use that. What the hell is wrong with you? You seriously think you can just come in and take over like that?" I said I was sorry. I didn't have any idea it would be an issue, as the last time I was here there wasn't a problem with me using stuff. Then she came out with, "What? Let me guess, you were too broke to go get a $1 bar of soap from Dollar Tree? So you think you can just use my expensive stuff? You could never." And I got angry and told her if it was going to be that big of an issue I would have just got my own and no need to bring up financials, that it's literally soap. She told me I needed to buy her an entire new bottle of it to replace the tiny amount I used, or else don't bother talking to her or coming back. I told her she was being ridiculous. Mom got involved and said I should have asked, and maybe having to buy her another one will teach me to ask next time. They know good and well I can't afford $100 bottle of body wash. I told them they were being ridiculous, and if that's how it's going to be I just won't come back. My sister said, "Good. Could use that time to make money instead of being a poor ass broke bitch and taking other people's things." I just left after that. I work 12-hour shifts 5 days a week for a manufacturing plant, and they know that I'm not just lazy, but life has kicked up expenses lately. My mom texted me later saying maybe I could get her the smaller size one and apologize again. I told her no way was I going to pay even $60 for the smaller size, that the way I was talked to and treated was insane. Not got anything from either of them since. Really heartbroken by this. My sister has said hurtful things in the past, but never like this over something insignificant. So, am I the asshole for refusing to buy my sister body wash? Not the asshole. Why do you associate with people who treat you like this? Not the asshole, but you are being an asshole to yourself. It sounds like you're out on your own. There is absolutely no reason to try and keep a relationship with your abusers. Block them and let them go. Not the asshole. Guests don't usually need to buy their own soap. If she didn't want you to use her expensive product, she could have provided some basic soap instead. They are continuing to treat you badly. Not sure why you want to have contact. Not the asshole if you said you used only a small amount once, then there's no reason for your mom or your sister to be so upset with you. My rule is always warning someone before blowing up. You could have asked, sure, but if you have done this before, then I can see why you wouldn't have felt obligated to. You don't need to buy her anything as an apology. But you may want to actually apologize face to face once she's calmed down some. What she does with the apology is up to her, but you did everything you needed to. I'm so sorry, op. Not the asshole. Fuck M. Am I the asshole for asking for my bridesmaid to give me her gifts back? I am a 30F and got married in February 2022. 2 years prior we chose to have a destination wedding and asked our bridesmaids and groomsmen if they were up for the trip. Everyone agreed 2 years was plenty of time to save up. COVID was a thing during this time and everyone was still on the same page once traveling opened up again. We planned a co-op bridal shower for November 2021 and all my bridesmaids agreed to what they could contribute ahead of time. One bridesmaid in particular decided about 1 a.m. the night before our bridal shower to say she couldn't go. To my surprise the next morning I'm shocked because she was in charge of all the drinks, lemonade, tea, and soda, and we had over 100 guests. Now I will say she was known to flake on plans, but I didn't think she would on such an important day. I called her and in the end she confesses that she never bought the drinks to begin with. I'm pissed and had to get my mother to get everything that she couldn't. Well, she shows up to the bridal shower and things go smoothly and she pays my mom back. Cool. I let it go. Since that was taken care of I proceed with plans and we all get together to make the wedding favors and I give all my girls their bridesmaid gift boxes. Then fast forward to the end of January 2022 and I get a message from the same bridesmaid that she can no longer go to our wedding. Again pissed off, but find out she can't afford it anymore. Fine. I was furious because everything had already been paid for and ready to go. However, I was able to tweak a few things and in place add another flower girl. The only thing I asked of her was to give me back the bridesmaid robe so my cousin could have one more in her size and the hairpiece for the wedding so my new flower girl could wear it. And guess what? She said absolutely not because she doesn't give back gifts. I even told her to keep all the other gifts because they were for her personally and I only wanted the 2 items that are meant for the wedding party. But she pretty much said there was no way she would be doing that and that my fiancé makes enough money that we can afford to buy them again. Friendship completely over since then. I didn't think it was that bad of me to ask. So am I the asshole? Edit. There is some confusion to clear up. My bridesmaids did not fund my bridal shower. I did. I had them split up who would do drinks, party games, and Jenga between 5 girls. They all talked it out together and came to an agreement. Everything else came out of my own pocket. My wedding was known 2 years in advance that everyone invited would be paying their way to the wedding and I would not hold it against them if they could not go. That was the point of destination because I had over 100 people invited for the bridal shower, big family, and needed way less people to come to the wedding, hence destination, so less people would go. I asked multiple times to make sure everyone was still comfortable with going and by no means did anyone tell us no or they could not afford anything. Not the asshole. This is a tricky one, but if we're breaking it down, you're not the asshole for wanting the robe and the hairpiece back. Those were meant for participants in your wedding, and since she's no longer participating, it's fair to ask for them. She flaked on you multiple times, crucially at last minute, which causes real headaches for plans. On the other hand, she's technically correct that gifts are gifts, but this isn't a normal situation. These items were given under specific circumstances. Her refusing to return them and then throwing your finances in your face is classless. So no, you're not the asshole here. She is. And honestly, it sounds like you're better off without her in your wedding party, or life. Yes, she sucks for her behavior. However, she's also spent money in your wedding. And technically, she's not wrong. The gifts are hers. She doesn't have to give them back. Once a gift is given, it is theirs to do with as they see for. It's their personal property. That being said, one can technically be right and still be an AH. You suck though too. If you were going to ask for the gifts back, should you not have also offered to pay her back for the money she spent? Everyone sucks here, you for having so much drama and complexity in Oola Lannis for a wedding at other people's expense and her for not being truthful about her finances until the 11th hour. Her also for not just giving you back all the presents and getting on with her life without you. She shouldn't have committed and then flaked. But when you use your friends as ATMs you have to expect a certain portion of people will drop out. Info. You gave her her gift in November 2021 and waited until January of 2022 to ask for it back. Do I have that timeline correct? Am I the asshole for being angry with family for swooping in to buy the property I was trying to buy? Been living abroad for over 12 years, I go back home to visit multiple times a year. The last year or so when visiting, me and my girlfriend have been talking about moving back there, as while it is not as good for our careers it's much better quality of life. Last month we're back for a family thing and start looking for houses. One in particular near my folks' house stood out and we were very excited about it. There are not a lot of houses of that standard available in that village. On the last night of our stay we had a big family dinner and talked about it and how nice it was. It's worth saying that we don't have jobs there yet, but after we flew back out, we were talking to the estate agent about doing a long takeover for that reason. And that fit the owners well. But there were still a few things for us to iron out when moving countries before we could make an offer. That's when I hear that my sister's boyfriend, who lives a bit away from my family, they all live in that village, went to look at it too. I'm a bit annoyed because he only planned a viewing after hearing how nice we thought it was. So I call up my dad and asks what is going on. I know that while my sister could never afford it, my parents bought the house she is currently living in and might be able to, and my sister's boyfriend does well but also has wealthy parents. So I ask my dad directly if they were going to move their investment into this house for my sister, and they say no, never. I also make it clear that I am working on making an offer and would not be happy if my sister and her boyfriend makes one. 2 days later, while I've been talking to banks etc., I get a text from my mum saying she's sorry to tell me but my sister's boyfriend have made an offer. I text back that I am disappointed, but I hold back because I don't really want to involve them as it's between me plus GF and my sister plus BF. Pisses me off though as now I either have to let it go or enter a bidding war, which is ridiculous, so I end up dropping it. 2 days later my second sister texts me and says she is sorry as well, and to her I don't hold back. I say between me and here how angry I am that my first sister's boyfriend who knew I was actively working on purchasing it and just swooped in and did that. I know that I have some hurdles to jump and that I can't prevent him from offering. But the fact that he knew the situation and hurried to get a bid in without even calling me and asking me or letting me know is just pretty bad form. My first sister then texted me to say, "Oh, we didn't know you were really interested." I haven't replied yet. To top it off, today my dad calls me and says, "Oh, we didn't think the house is that great actually. And by the way, we bought part the house with your sister's boyfriend so that your sister can be on the deed." I explode on the phone, saying I think my sis's boyfriend is a douche for swooping in and not letting me know, and that they suck for buying in as well after saying they wouldn't. After much debate I hang up. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I'd be pissed as well. Very shitty of your family. If they could help your sis with it, why couldn't they help you with it? But the good news is, you know now not to move close to them because they sound like they suck. Lesson of the day. Don't share your plans with them ever again, not even with your parents. They clearly favors your elder sister more. Why do you want to move near these people? They are definitely not family. Not the asshole. I would not want to live close to these people. They lied to your face and expect you to just roll over and take it. You now know exactly where you stand with sis and with parents. Act accordingly. You are not the but your whole family are.